Hi, I'm Brian Maecker with RE/MAX Advantage. Thank you for coming to look at my listing presentation today. I do apologize in advance for my hoarseness. Allergies have been getting a little bit of the better of me, so bear with my voice and me getting some water here and there. Well, around me, this is my office. Around me, you can see what 35 years of selling homes have achieved for me, but you know what? That's not important. What's important is you and what I can do for you. Please allow me to show you my listing presentation that has sold 5,000 homes in my career. So with that, I'd like to show you a little bit what we do to sell homes and who I am and what I bring to you. I'll start with introduction. You're at my website. On the website, you will see our pre-list packet, and that tells you a little bit about who I am. I've been selling for 35 years. I'm a native of Colorado Springs. I went to Mark Twain, Irving, and Mitchell, and I've been doing this, like I say, for quite a long time. Started in 1985 part-time, 86 full-time, and over the years I developed one of the first teams, and today I've kind of evolved from big team to small team to my current team, where we have a really nice balance to keep our clients fully happy and fully engaged. So with that, my staff consists of Lisa Stroud. She's been with me for right at 15, 16 years. She's my buyer manager, and she is also my backup. So when I'm not available to do the listing or help with inspections, she's my right-hand lady that does all that for me. Stacy's been with me for 20 years. Stacy's my listing coordinator and transaction coordinator. She goes out and takes the pictures. She does all of our internet work and keeps everything running around here. And then we do have an offsite transaction coordinator. Kristen Rohr is our current one. She is the one that manages the transactions and makes sure that the dates are hit, the contracts are dotted, and the T's are crossed. We have a wonderful assembly. So far this year, we're in November, we've sold 121 homes, so we've got a pretty good system in place. I've been one of the top teams in our county for the last 30 plus years. I've been averaging 154 homes a year for several years. We've been as high as 235 homes, and since 1990, I haven't been less than 100 homes. So that's what's brought us to our 5,000 homes sold. You've seen the trophies and the plaques, but I'm also recognized as one of the top 1% of agents in the entire country. I've been recognized by the Better Business Bureau. I've also been recognized by our Colorado Springs Chamber of Commerce. And those don't come easy. You got to do good work and have a good reputation. And that's what people say. Anytime you can go on Google, Zillow, Realtor.com, or just thumb through or ask us for referrals. 95% of our business is referral, and I think that's a testament to what we've been doing and why I've been able to stay in business this long. The big philosophy that we have with us is we try to make it so we do everything for you. Our philosophy is all I want you to do when we're selling your home is to make it clean and ready to show, and take our advice with staging, and I'll come back to the staging here in a few minutes. A good realtor will handle inspections, will handle getting it staged, will handle pricing. We can help you get contractors to do the work that's necessary. We order title work. We facilitate the contracts. I personally try to meet all the appraisers, or one of my staff always does, and that ensures that you're going to get top dollar for your home. By doing all these, you've got enough to worry about with keeping your home ready. And if you're in a familial situation with children and stuff, you got a lot of stuff to do. Allow us to take it and run, and that's literally what we do to get homes sold. We are in all zip codes up and down El Paso County. I do now primarily focus in El Paso County, but over the years I've established some good realtor connections in Pueblo, as well as Woodland Park and Far East. I've got 3 different other agents, I'll call them my sub-agents, that help me with transactions in other parts of the state. I am ranked nationally 80th at last count. I've been in the top 100 realtors within RE/MAX for the last, 20 years. So how do we do it? We do it by being real. With me, you're not going to get no smoke, no mirrors. You're going to get a very blunt assessment of your home. And good examples, we had a client recently, their home smelled like dog. It had bad dog smells, and they couldn't figure out why it didn't sell. The previous agent never told them. And I did, and we sold it a day later for $5,000 higher than what they got before. So what you're going to find with me is somebody who's blunt, pricing it, from pricing it to everything. So that's kind of part one of this, pricing. How do we price a home? I look at the area, I look at your sub area, I look at an area 1 to 2 miles around you, and I find homes within 300 or 400 or 500 feet of your square footage on each side, and we do a market analysis. My goal in selling your home is to have you under contract in 30 to 45 days. In the market that we're currently in, it should happen faster, but pricing is still a big thing. You can't just put it out there to what you want. We have to pay attention to the comparables. One other thing that's really big is staging. I have a professional stager on my staff. That's part of the ancillary services that we give you as part of our package. And Elizabeth or Kathy will come to you and spend a couple hours with you telling you to take the clutter off the shelves, get rid of those family photos. If it smells, get rid of the smells. If it has weird paint, if you got yellow and purple paint blended together, we're going to tell you. Good example is a home that we had. Again, I went there to list it, and they had a lot of yellowish walls, but the bathroom was brown to match a bear. They had a bear and then brown. That just didn't work, and I had to tell them to get rid of that and get rid of that look, and by doing so, we did get a fast sale. Another example is smokers. If you do smoke in the house, I'm going to ask that you not do that anymore, because that smoke smell is very offensive, unfortunately, to a lot of people. So at least if I can get you outside or in the garage, we can work with that usually. So staging is the part where it's hard. A lot of agents will put it in the multiple listing service for whatever you want and however you want it, but then you're going to get beat up with the shows, or you're going to get beat up with inspections or other things. And part of that staging is looking to see if you have any issues. If I see you've got a water stain in the ceiling, I'm going to ask, where did that come from? If I see the furnace looks real dirty, or if I see chipped or peeling paint, don't worry, I will tell you what you need to do on that. So what do we do to actually sell? Obviously your home has to be ready, but we advertise it. And today advertising versus 30 years is totally different. One of the things we do to market the homes is put it in the multiple listing service. The multiple listing service is where we're advertising to all the other realtors that are in our system. But not only do we do that, if you're on the northern half of Colorado Springs, we also have access to the Denver MLS. I've enlisted my license there as well. So anybody who's moving down here from Denver, which is pretty popular on the north ends of town, Briargate, Tri-Lakes area, Black Forest, even coming down into Northeast, probably pretty much Woodman North is more popular, but we've seen them drift as far south as Austin Bluffs. So we advertise our listings in the Denver MLS to get their participation and see it readily. A lot of agents just put it in the MLS and hope, but then we take it a couple steps further. Not only do we do the Denver MLS, we put a hotline on the property. And the hotline is a program called VoicePad. And VoicePad basically is a toll-free number that the buyer can sign. We don't put flyers on signs anymore. We save paper, we don't do that anymore. We put the flyer on there and it says, for instant information, call this number or go to the website. Both of those services are tied to my cell phone. I'll get a text message. It generally captures their name and a phone number. So within minutes of me receiving this, and believe me, my wife looks at me and go, another one? And I say, yep, I got to answer the phone. So it's a text message that I would sit there and get, okay, Brian, the home on O'Malley is available. Would you like to see it? And that's pretty much what I say. If it's under contract, I tell them that as well. You want to be blunt with the buyer so they know what they're doing. About half the time they respond, and about 75% of those have a realtor. So I ask who their realtor is, and I ask to contact them and tell them that Brian is interested in the home over on O'Malley. Great service, but that's something, it's only as good as the agent, and I promise I'm one who follows up. Internet. That has been the big game changer. In about 2000 is when this really started to come into play. Today, it's all there is. There's Zillow, there's Trulia, there's Realtor.com. There's a lot of different players. Who do you go to? Well, I would tell you the best place to go to is Realtor.com and or the realtor you're working with, hopefully me. But when you're a seller working with me, I enlist a company called Listings Magic. And Listings Magic is 77 different sites where I'm promoting your home. And they are inclusive of the Zillow, Trulia, Homes.com, Google, all the different players that are advertising homes. And obviously very important because you know what? Other people in other places don't know who Brian Maecker is, so I've got to promote the houses. And we use key words in our listings: Briargate, Monument, Air Force Academy, Peterson Field, Schriever, Fort Carson, a lot of the different things that buyers are looking for when they're searching from Korea or the Philippines or New York or Texas or wherever they may be coming from. What we're trying to do is drive traffic and pictures and stuff. We get people go there. The one nice thing with Realtor.com, they do track our numbers, so we know always how many people are looking at your home. You know, if we're seeing 100 looks and no shows, that means they're not liking our price or they're not liking something. Typically, for every 50 to 75 looks, it equals a show. People today, and one of the reasons I'm doing this virtually is most everything's being done digitally. So we put all of our homes with a very good photo tour of this, and we pay extra with these services to enlist our photos. So these photos are inclusive of a front picture and a brief description, and the description tells them schools and all the information. But more importantly, it's the pictures. We're allowed to use 30 pictures, and we use a Nikon wide-angle camera. We don't use our phone, and that way we can have the best pictures possible getting on the web. Generally, people, we let them look once, twice. The third time when they've clicked on your home, that's when I ask who they are, and that's when I'm able to capture some of their information. Most of the time people like staying anonymous, so we don't get a lot of those, not as like we used to, but that's not the point. We want them looking at your home. In today's times, a lot of people, this is what we call phase one shows. They look at your pictures. We see that they're getting hits. That's good. If the hits are equaling the shows, then that's phase two, when they come to see your home. Phase three is when they write an offer. If we are priced correctly, we're getting the looks, we're getting the shows, we should have an offer within 8 to 10 showings. If we're not priced correctly, that means all those shows are going for naught. In addition to those 77 different sites, I have my own. I have another 50 sites that I advertise your home at. By doing so, I'm bringing people into our website. And with our website, we're doing much of the same thing. We have various buttons that you can click, including the home. When we're doing that, again, we're capturing all the photos and trying to get good pictures. On my website, you're going to see a wide range of prices. We've recently sold a lot for as little as $42,000 to a home for $1.4 million. I'm all over the board working up and down El Paso County, and it creates a lot of good inventory, so our site keeps getting used even by buyers who visited us 3 months ago or 4 months ago. How we know that is because when they are coming in, I capture them. So they're coming in, and if they've clicked that third time looking at it, we are able to ask them who are they? Almost always we get a good email address and we get a pretty good name. So I hit them. The minute they're hitting, I'm talking to them. The next day, I'm trying to get more information by calling or emailing them. I do it every other day for 2 weeks. After that, I put it in a digital system that hits them all the time. Why that's important for you is that every time we put a new listing on the market, those 1,400 people that they fall out after a year, and right now we have about 1,400 people in there. So they're getting noticed. So when I put your home on the market, those 1,400 people get a notice saying your home on Winding Passage is on the market for $439,000. I don't know if they're interested or not, but the point is I'm broadcasting your home. We broadcast it there, and we broadcast it on Facebook. We also broadcast it on Twitter. We are bringing people in through all avenues, and we ask you to like our page, especially when your home is on it, because then you can distribute it amongst your friends and you might be able to help us sell the home. We don't expect that help, but it doesn't hurt to get that. The other thing that we do is I'm in an office of 100 RE/MAX agents. There's a little over 600 of us here in Colorado Springs. We broadcast our new listings to everybody in our building, and the RE/MAX network is huge. That's why I've been with RE/MAX 30 of my 35 years. It's a great worldwide place to work at. One of my claims to fame, and that I think is best for helping you, and kind of my philosophy, is that I look at my job, I'm the field guy. I'm the one that's out on the streets. I'm the one gathering information. I'm following up and chasing up. You're the general. You're the boss. So every week I'm giving you feedback. Generally it's a couple times a week. Usually it's after a weekend on a Monday, and then another follow-up email call on Wednesday or Thursday. And I'm telling you what people are saying about your home. Again, I tend to be pretty blunt. If they say they didn't like the trim or they didn't like the paint, you know, we can make decisions if we want to paint those things or if we want to reduce price. If they say you're on a busy street, don't like the busy street, we get a lot of them that are on busy streets. Well, you can't move your house. I've tried and I can't budget. It just doesn't happen. So price is the only thing that's going to make that go away. So there's where I give you the advice, and then it's up to you to make those decisions. So in a summary, the bottom line is I feel I can sell your home for the most amount of money in the least amount of time and with the fewest hassles. I'm not bragging. I am applying for a job. You can fire me at any time because I guarantee my work. I'm Maecker of RE/MAX, and I want to be your realtor.